All right, it is time to review the Nutstartv census. Let's just get into it. Right off the bat, how old are you? In first place, 18 to 24. Shout out my 18 to 24s. With 56% of the chat, that's what I like to see. And the other 33% of the chat is 25 to 34. We got a mature chat. That's pretty good. That's what we want, maturity. Really, we want anyone, specifically anyone who has also like $7 that they could give me. But it's not just about the money, it's about the community. And I like like-minded mature individuals, you know? Coming in, third place looks like under 18. Shout out to the kids. You know, okay, sorry. Fourth place, 35 to 44. Shout out my adults. And then fifth place, 45 plus is wild. Shout out to my 45 pluses. This is why I wanted this, because I don't know, obviously, because I really just started on Twitch. I don't know who's watching me. What is your gender? Dominant first place, men. Hell yeah, this is a boys' cave. Shout out to my boys. I'm gonna come. Hell yeah, just guy talk all the time. And shout out to my 32% women. You know what is interesting too? This is pretty different from my Instagram. My Instagram, 75% women. So I have 190,000 followers or something like that. 75% women, which is kind of sick. And then it looks like I don't know what that is. Maybe 7% non-binary, something like that. And then we got prefer not to say agender and gender fluid filling out the rest.
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now. I'm just stroking my shit.
Knowing that maybe I do have, in some ways, a higher than average female viewership, maybe I should stop pushing that button so much. That was my bad. This is, again, why I wanted to know these things. What is your sexual orientation? 61% straight. Boo! 18% preferred not to say. Shout out my preferreds. What is that? Probably 5% gay. Shout out my gays.
Everybody's gay but me.
Be who you are for your pride. Shout out to my gays, man. 89 straights, 27 bis. Shout out my 27 bis. Bye, bye, bye. Shout out my 6 gays. 6, 6, 6, 6. Shout out to my 6 pans. And shout out my 5 lesbians. All right, we're talking about ethnicity. Mi gente latino. 62% white. Shout out my whites. 18% Hispanic Latino.
Mi gente latino. Mi gente latino.
Love to see it. Shout out my ninos and niñas. Shout out my 8% Asians. Look at us. We have a very We Are the World ass chat. That's what you love to see. Shout out my 2 black viewers and my 2 Middle Eastern / North African viewers and my 2% native indigenous viewers. And I guess the one super white, we're getting into it, religion. Let's talk about it. Very strong atheist community, 38% atheist, 20.7% Christian, 20% spiritual but not religious. And then we got the rest of, we got the other We Are the World religions popping in here as well. Love to see it. Shout out my 56 atheists. Shout out my 30 Christians. I was trying to do prayer hands. Shout out my 29 spiritual but not religious. Shout out my 5 agnostics. Shout out my 4 Muslims. Shout out my Jew. And shout out my Hindu. I'm technically Jewish. I went to Hebrew school. They kicked me out though because my dad's Jewish but my mom's not Jewish. They were like, you can't do that. What the heck? You think you could go here? Nuh-uh. Look at us holding hands in harmony. Here we got demographics based off of a location. We got 99 U.S. citizens. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Something like that. Shout out my 9 Canadians. Shout out my 7 Aussies. Rugby. Shout out my 4 UK. How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay. Something like that. He's British. I'm about to become a Czech citizen. They're giving me dual citizenship. We could hang out. Oh, we're talking height. Let's get into it. This is interesting. All right, let's break it down. Who's the tallest person here? Height in inches. Oh my god, now I gotta do math. I'm 6'1", which I think is 73 inches. We got 2 people 80 inches. God damn. 7 times 12 is 84. You're saying I got someone like 6'8" here? Mean height is 68 inches? 5'8.9. Damn, 5 non-Caucasian. You might be an amalgam of you might be the average viewer. Average person in my chat is 5'9", which is 69 inches. It's pretty funny. Again, a We Are the World ass chat. Time zone, 40 people Eastern time. Fuck, that's not good. So obviously, if you live in Europe or really any continent that is not like, North America, it's probably gonna be difficult to an extent to catch a stream. But what I can control is the viewers in like New York, for example. So I probably got a stream earlier in the day. This is good to know. Shout out my seven GMTs. At first I thought GMT was gay music channel, gay music television. That's what I meant. My fault. Turns out it's something else. It's like somehow it means United Kingdom. I don't know exactly what it stands for. But if you think about it, really, what does anyone stand for? She broke it down, but I already figured it out in my brain. So now we're doing current employment status. 34% are full-time. Prefer not to say goes under unemployed. That's not necessarily true. Could be, maybe they work for government. Maybe they work for the military. Or maybe they work for Mr. Beast. 34% full-time, 34% students. We got some full-time students, the twinsies. 11% unemployed. We got part-time in there as well. Shout out to my unemployeds and my part-times. And then we got, shout out to my disableds. What's our living situations? Let's see. Shout out to my 49% live with parents. Also, this has become like a bad thing now for some reason. And it's like, what do you expect me to do? Even right now, the reason I was like, hopefully I do better because I gotta make more money. It's not like I don't have like any money. Like I'm doing like a pretty okay, but it's not even that. You can do pretty okay and there are no houses available for you. It's insane. And especially in Los Angeles, we're trying to find a new place to live. Oh my God, the cheapest house is like $1 million. It's insane. And $1 million isn't even a good house now. It's just like some shack. Everything's just $1 million now. It's crazy. 18% live with roommates. I'm right there with you. 13% live with partner spouse. Okay, show off. Shout out my 14.6% live alones. You are not alone. I am here with you. Something like that. Someone got 2 dogs. Someone's roommate is their identical twin brother. Damn. Alone with kids? What does that mean? I guess live with kids. Single parents, though, I salute 100%. Oh my God. What is your highest level of education? Let's talk about it. High school, 24%. Some college, 33%. College grad, 27%. Grad degree, 11%. And then prefer not to say. How did you discover Nut? The final tallies. Ludwig reacting to Jubilee in the yard. 61 responses, by far the dominant discovery path. Damn, I really gotta cling on to him, huh? I gotta grab him for dear life.
I'm gonna come.
I'm gonna text him later and be like, hey, best friend. You know how we're so close? Something like that. Jubilee Nectar, 22 responses. Wow, that's interesting. Thank you guys for sticking around and following me on other platforms. I appreciate that. 19 responses were just Ludwig. Damn, I really gotta lock in with him. Damn. 13 people discovered me from Camp Peak. That's so cool. 10 people from when I made music is wild. Damn. It feels like a whole life ago. 10 responses from streamer games. Whoa. Damn, I really gotta call Ludwig more. And then 8 people from the YouTube collaborations. Interesting. How do you engage with Nut? Final platform counts. Twitch? Overwhelmingly the main place people interact with Nut. Damn. YouTube, 29 responses. TikTok, 4. Oh, 4 for TikTok, 4 for Instagram. 2 for Twitter. Gotcha. I should probably integrate my other platforms more. But interesting. Good to know. If you guys wouldn't mind, if you would like to follow me on Instagram, which is the one I'm most active on, at Nutstar. You don't have to. Obviously, I would appreciate it if you wouldn't mind. How familiar were you with Nut before the Nutathon? Didn't know at all. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm shocked, honestly, that people are active enough to have voted in the census who also weren't really familiar with me. I feel like that's pretty good. That makes me feel pretty good that you guys stuck around long enough to want to fill this out. That's so sick. Thank you. Have you listened to Nut's music? No. Mostly no, that's totally fine. Yes, 42%. Prefer not to say is like what are we doing? I think that means yes, I didn't like it, which is that you could have just said that. That's fine. This is anonymous. Hell no. All right. Once or twice. Appreciate it. How many hours of Twitch do you watch per week? Under 5, 30%. 5 to 10, 30%. 10 to 20, 20%. 20 plus 13%. This is almost looking like a Google logo. This is the closest, the most even that we've had anything. So we really just have a mix. Love to see it. How active are you in Nuts chat? Sometimes I chat 44%. Appreciate you guys. 37% lurkers. Shout out my lurkers. My little lurkers. Shout out my 13% oftens. Shout out my I don't stop talkings. Do you feel comfortable chatting in stream? Yes. 132, no 12. I love that. That's sick. That's for you guys. I feel like we've done a very good job of creating a community where there's no judgment, no stress. We're just having fun. I appreciate that a lot. Anyone who said no, that was my bad. But either way, let me know if there's something I could do better. What do you think Nuts should do more of? 39 blank responses. Okay, that's good to know. I'll keep that in mind. I don't know how I can integrate that, but it's something I'll think about for sure. That seemed to dominate the poll. 3 said IRL. I think I was one of those people. Damn, you guys don't think I should do anything different? 4 people said collabs. 5 people said IRL. And then everyone else said that's probably fine. Collabs, gaming, games, IRL. Okay, probably just gotta mix it up more. Stream. MF funny as hell, but feels like he doesn't have much content out. I just started. I appreciate it though, I get it. See, that's, again, just to clarify, this was never, the intention of this subathon was never to like be the biggest subathon. It was because for that exact reason, I was just forcing myself to make more content. And I'm gonna keep doing that. All right, this is what should we do less of? Undervaluing yourself. We all think you're great, and I personally find you very entertaining. Don't be surprised people want to know more about you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I think in talking out loud a lot, I have noticed that maybe I will undervalue myself a little bit, but not in a way where I'm not like confident. I'm a very confident person, but I also do try to be like pretty realistic here and there. But I appreciate that. I do hear you. Smoking mid ganja? What do you mean? I didn't even do that. Have Wi-Fi issues? How am I supposed to control that? Giggle like that? That's just my giggle. All right. I appreciate any criticism and responses of things that are like, even criticism where it's like a suggestion. But like, what am I supposed to change my giggle? That's how I giggle. Little kids? Okay. Buy grills? I did once like 6 years ago. Less showering? What? Less roommates? Can't even have roommates anymore. I could have less roommates if I make more money. So if you were considering a Twitch sub, less beat off. I didn't even beat off. I haven't beat off this whole time. Sleeping, less scat play. All right, man. Unfunny. I will try to do less of that. Less yeah. I could do that. Less for sure. I could do that. Yeah, I think learned a lot about what I have to do going forward. Things that will make me the most successful, and that's really what I wanted out of this. So I hear all the words and stuff. I know like how I can do better, and I think that's what made this subathon important for me, is I needed the experience of just immersing myself in it and then learning on the go. That's kind of how I've done everything, just throwing shit out until I figure out like what I should be doing. That's what this has been. But this was cool. I got a lot of nice words, a lot of things that I could work on. And now I know what race you guys all are. So thank you.